toe, a billion drops begin to glow. Flame on and the soul is in our control. From the draw to the last one standing show. A no-name kid in a high-risk drop, a street food vendor with a victory dream. A midnight warrior looting in the dark. The fuel is passion pushing through the blue. We scan the path at the edge of the gas. A million stories in a single squad. No real blood, just a drive to our last. The skill, the nerve to on the final gas.
शोहर जे और जोड़ों का गुलाम आपके लिए बना लेके आपका सब कुछ माने हमारी दुआ है आपके लिए.
Today is the day where we will find out which PUBG Mobile team is the best on the planet. What's up, everybody? I'm Hot Jukes here with Maxman and the 7WG. How you guys feeling going into the final day here of the finals?
Oh, it's going to be intense, man. You start with Rondo, you got the Smash ruling in play. It's only the second day of the finals, no third day. So today we will crown a champion. Still don't know really who it's going to be.
I'm excited for some history. I'm excited to see if Pakistan's going to get their first global championship. And if we're ever, maybe the first time we're going to see somebody winning a global finals via Smash.
Yes! Oh, I'm so excited here. They're definitely in the driver's seat for this one. But before we get into that, of course, we got to give a big thank you to the Infinix GT50 Pro. With its real liquid cooling, guys, you want to be gaming at 120 FPS, there's the device to do it. So big love to Infinix, guys. I'm so pumped. I mean, it's so crazy to see just how insane of a performance that we saw from Four Thrives.
Unexpected, really. I feel like a lot of people were expecting a strong result from them, especially trying to outdo their top 7 of PMWC of last year. They've outdone it in such a spectacular fashion. I think even the Four Thrives fans maybe were not expecting to such an extent. And their lead, 7, is crazy when you think about the fact it's only been built on 6 games alone.
That's right. Them getting 3 chicken dinners in one day, I was not expecting that. We've seen 2 chicken dinners before from S2G, right, all that stuff, but the consistency and the way that that team was able to do it. By the way, something to note too, they tied the best performance in one day that we have seen so far from a team. They tied Bigatron's performance with 82 points.
What a throwback. What a throwback. It's so crazy. I was looking at all my social medias, and they're like, hey, Jukes, remember who you picked. Remember who you predicted. And I responded, I was like, nobody predicted that, all right? Nobody expected Four Thrives to go that crazy. But you know what, guys? We're about to get this show started. We happen to go check out the carnival outside. Let's go ahead and take it on over to a quick video.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Grand Finals, Day 2 of the 2026 PMGO Season 1 main event. I'm Hot Jukes alongside John Allen.
Yesterday was a masterclass in PUBG Mobile. It was a little tricky for some of our teams, but Four Thrives did so much work yesterday, and every squad knows what's on the line. They have to hunt them down.
Man, it's getting absolutely crazy out here.
There is just so much to do with this whole
What up?
Hey, dude. What's up? We've been checking out the carnival here at PMGO Season 1, and the energy is already intense. It opens up at 1 p.m, and the hype is already incredible.
The experience has been awesome so far, but the vibe is shifting. Everyone's getting ready for that final showdown.
That's right, the Smash rule is active today. Once the points hit the threshold, it's a race to the final chicken dinner to crown our champion.
The preparation is over. The 16 teams are in their seats, and the arena is ready to explode.
6 matches to decide it all. It's time to take our spots to witness history unfold.
So grab your gear and lock in and come here to witness history in the making.
The stage is set. Let's get this show on the road.
It's time. Flame on and go.
The time is now, guys. Oh my goodness. We saw Four Thrives. Perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, PUBG Mobile fans around the world, hello Jakarta! The way And the second day of PUBG Mobile Global Open Season 1 is about to start. Well, today is very special because we have Smash Roll. And the Smash point has been set at 92 points held by 4 Tribes Esports, setting a bar way ahead from everyone to lift the trophy. But it's Smash Rolls. It's kind of different. Everything can happen.
Thank you.
The
Thank you
championship
so
might
much,
turn
Surya.
its tides. 1 trophy, 1 champion,
power dele.
1 final day to prove who
Three
deserves
powers.
the crown. So once again, welcome to the second day of PUBG Mobile Global Open Season 1 main event. So I'm gonna check the hype around Indonesian live audiences here. Jadi halo teman-teman semuanya, para supporter, masih semangat? Coba kita kobarkan semangat kalian lagi ya. Oke, coba kita yell-yell bareng-bareng boleh? Boleh sebelah sini? Aku mau satu stadion, yell-yell bareng-bareng, oke? Ayo, kita start dari yang paling simpel terlebih dahulu. Indonesia! Semuanya! This is it, the special TiVo presented by Indonesian supporter. Flame on! Everyone shines! Oke, tepuk tangan untuk kalian semuanya. Terima kasih supporter Indonesia. Thank you so much. That was the electrifying, passionate energy that we have here to start the day. So, let the final day of PUBG Mobile Global Open Season 1 main event grand finals begin.
A wonderful introduction here in Indonesia. Everybody has been so incredibly welcome, but it's time to get busy, all right? It's time to up that aggression as we take a look at the most used weapons here so far, Max.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you're going to be having your typical outliers. You've got the AUG, you're going to have the M4 and also the S12K in that CQC range. But Focus in particular, what a standout back in EECA for Go and now doing it also on the global stage. This guy, short range, mid-range, long range, you're never safe when Focus is fighting you.
I wonder, are we going to see some CQC mini action today, Seven?
I'm hoping that it does happen. But I don't know if it's actually going to happen if I think about it, because I'm expecting the day to be over in 4 games.
4 games?
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, same for me. I think 4 games, no Miramar, no S2G comeback.
And I think it's done at 2, all right? I think that we're going to be out of here really quickly because we got Rondo coming up immediately. And 4 Thrives are so far ahead, Max. To get 10 points off the rip shouldn't be too difficult for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's even a bad Rondo.
Yeah.
10 points only, but so far, 4 Thrives and Rondo, it's been a bit shaky.
Let's go ahead and throw it onto an interview with 4 Thrives and see what they have to say.
I'm here with the pride of Pakistan in first place, 4 Thrives after an amazing day. 3 chicken dinners. How were you guys able to achieve such an amazing performance?
if you have players like Palak D4 Zephyr, everything is possible.
Well, it definitely showcased. Now, there's only going to be one question. With the lead that you guys currently have, teams are going to be hunting you down. Are you ready for teams to hunt you down tomorrow?
Of course, man, we are ready for tomorrow. We'll fight them.
Can you win via Smash?
Yeah, man, 100%.
Let's see if 4Drive's got what it takes to become the champion of PMGO Season 1.
Let the hunt begin, and one team that's definitely going to be hunting him down is going to be Aurora 7.
That's right, and one thing I wanted to just stand out is Husaipa's performance. This is his first global finals, and that man is currently living up to expectation from what all the Pakistan audience told us. Now, as they mentioned in that interview, I was wondering if they're going to be ready, and it looks like they are going to be ready because a lot of teams, Max, I feel like they're going to be hunting them down.
I wonder if they're just going to drop somewhere different on Rondo just to avoid the early skirmish of Yulin or the side of Neon's Factory. It would be a strat, though. You don't need to go 20 eliminations, you know, in a chicken dinner. 10 points here, 7. That is all you need to enter that Smash zone.
Well, I did get a chance to talk to them, and they did say they're going to be hunting down that hot drop. You know, they're going to be able to try to get some of those eliminations off the rip, and Rondo is definitely the place to do it. But at the end of the day, Aurora's going to be chasing them down. Let's go ahead and take it to a quick interview with Reefus to hear what he had to say as well.
Everyone, Maxman here, joined by Reefus, the savior of Aurora Gaming. Of course, day one was looking a little bit rough at the start, but at the end, you guys had a good finish. But Rondo in particular, you guys got hot dropped on by Boom Esports, and I really want to know, any changes will be happening on Rondo being such an important map?
За, Reefus танай багийн өнөөдөр Rondo дээр хамт багтаа буусан болов маргааш танай зүгээс ямар нэг өөрчлөлт оруулах төлөвлөгөө байгаа юу?
За, өнөөдрийн хамгийн ихний матч Rondo дээр Гал дээр тэгээд манай Бостон дээр 2 газар тэрсэн байгаа. Тэгээд маргааш үед ямар нэг өөрчлөлт гарахгүй бид нэг Carbon боод ирээ.
For us in the first game of the day, we were hot dropped on the both spots that we usually do. And for tomorrow, we're not going to change. We're just going to keep our drop spot. And I will say, like, guys, come to us again.
Oh, okay, that's going to get real spicy on Rondo. Thank you very much, Reefus, for joining me on the interview, and best of luck for tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
That's what I like to hear. They said, bring it, Max.
Oh, yeah, and actually, very interesting piece of insight because we know they got hot dropped on by the side of Boom, and I was able to talk to actually Yummy from Boom.
Yummy!
And I was like, are you guys going to hot drop again on that 3-1 split next to Yulin of Aurora? And he said, oh, hell yeah. So we might be having Boom versus Aurora, round 2 Electric Boogaloo 7.
But is Top going to be there with them, or what is Top going to be doing? Because remember, Top got hunt down yesterday,
on the
and
recall.
they threw off their whole strategy. They wanted to be aggressive, but you can't be aggressive when that recall player gets eliminated.
That's the issue, right? You lose your recall player, they had to run away. Zero just saved the day for them. They can't afford the same mistake this time around.
Well, let's take a look at the overall rankings. This is where all our eyes are focused on. All these players have been studying here, and the chase for 4 Thrives begins right here, 7.
I'm going to be looking at some of those teams that are chasing them. You're looking at GOAT right now in 2nd place. This squad needs to start getting more eliminations. Their best matches came in Miramar, and as I just said, I really don't see today going to Miramar. So if they want to even have a chance, a slight chance, Max, of catching up, those eliminations in Rondo, see if you can get 20, Go.
Hey, we'll see how it's going to be going for them. I'm going to go 1 slot lower for Furia. They were the team to win Rondo yesterday, right?
Yep.
And looking at 48 points, they're going to be, where's that, 34 points away from the side of 4 Thrives. 1 massive Rondo, and they could be back in the race. This Rondo is going to dictate, really, Hot Jukes, the entirety of today if teams have a chance to play catch-up with the big boys of 4 Thrives.
You know, and speaking of catch-up, you know, Furia, it's not like this is a super unfamiliar situation for them to be in, right?
No, exactly. I mean, looking at their position, they've had also some big comebacks in the past, and they've been able to actually smash it. Well, no, I really smashed it. Actually outdo the side of Alpha 7 back in America, so they know how to play with the smash ruling in effect. On the second page, Hope is an all-time low right now, 7 realistically.
It's just a lot of copium here for the Indonesian audience. You have BTR, you have Pandem 15, 6th place. You hate to see it, but if we know anything is that those squads are going to be looking to bounce back. Now, when I say bounce back, I'm not talking about them actually trying to go for that championship. They are going to be looking to save face and get good performances. So with all those other teams at the top that are trying to hunt down 4 Thrives, it's going to become even harder because 4 Thrives, I mean, even if you remove the placement points, I think they would still be in first place.
Third place, actually. Third place tied with Aurora. Yes.
Okay, I'll get a little candid. I talked to some of the teams and I was like, guys, what are you going to do to stop Fourth Rise? And they were like, honestly, we hope they just don't show up tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because if they do, it's going to be really dang tough.
Well, bad news for them. They're here.
They're here.
They look focused, and they already said plenty of times that they are prepared for teams to actually chase them, for teams to maybe get into the way of their rotations. And that's one thing I really want to kind of expand on for the viewers, because we always talk about hot drops. Not necessarily am I expecting that to happen. It's going to happen, obviously, in Rondo. It's just the name of the game. But when we go to Erangel, we're going to be looking for teams setting themselves up to just stop their rotations. One team that might actually surprise us is going to be Aurora, because they do end up landing very close when it comes down to military.
Almost definitely. They're going to be trying to chase them down if possible on that western bridge on Erangel. They're looking at the overall race to the finals. MVP Focus really came out of nowhere. We didn't expect him to be number one after such a dominating performance, but all the members of Fourth Thrives are here. And of course, 24 IQ, Ayala, and Falak Desert. But I do want to say, I checked out the stats. In 7th place is Doc, actually, right? So he's actually a little bit low this time around, and he got MVP last year out of nowhere. So keep an eye out if he gets some good amount of points today. Doc could snatch it away from himself once again.
Yeah, this was a complete surprise, right? I mean, you saw 82 points on the side of Fourth Thrives. How could it be anybody else's MVP? But GOAT showed up big. They're pretty much the closest team that could possibly catch him here. They're going to be going into Rondo. And 7, when it comes to GOAT, we know what they're going to do, right? They're going to go crazy right off the rip.
Yeah, I mean, I just got done talking about GOAT, so I actually want to talk about a different team. I'm going to be talking about 7-1, and I'm going to just double down on Aurora. Aurora's performance yesterday, especially when we ended up going to Miramar, which is usually not a good game for them, they ended up getting 12 eliminations. After that, they got a 4th place finish with 6 eliminations. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because the momentum is currently on their side. And if I had to pick a team out of all the ones that are truly in range to actually catch up to Fourth Thrives, it would have to be Aurora. But it has to happen in Rondo Max, and I'm really scared to see what's going to happen in regards to those hot drops.
It's definitely going to get a bit spicy going on to those hot drop locations. I'm actually going to be paying attention to the Turkey team of Ulf Esports. One of their best, if not their single best finish yesterday on the island just outside of Boatyard, having the 4 players all alive and actually able to claim that chicken dinner for themselves. Hunting impact finally, as the Wolves should be trying to do. And they got 2nd place in PMGC. They know how to remain near that podium until the very bitter end on this global stage. I think Ulf has a lot of opportunities to make that ascent. And 1st place is really tough, but 2nd place maybe for Ulf is possible.
Yeah, talking about squads that were looking to save face, I mean, I was talking about the Indonesian teams. Another one that performed really well at the start yesterday was Hora Esports.
Yes.
I mean, this squad has not been at a global event in quite a minute, and I'm glad they started off the day like that, but they ended up disappearing. The only reason why I want to bring them up is because they did end up getting 17 eliminations. Please keep in mind, some of these squads need to be careful, especially the squads that are currently in the top 5. Not necessarily Fourth Thrives in the first game, but the other squads, because Rondo is such an important game that you can sponge up so many points when it comes down to eliminations.
Oh, most definitely. But actually, I'm going to go on another team. We're just talking about some of these. I'm loving it. Just speed fire. TT Project, 14th position. Keep in mind, when it comes to the ECA region, they're competing for one of the slots to make into PMWC at the Esports World Cup in Paris. Then 14th position. Their goal here, Hot Troops, is to make it in 11th position. If they do so successfully today, Vicious out of PMWC and TT Project will be snatching that spot for themselves.
That's brutal. So yeah, TT Project, you know, we're talking about teams that just want to save face. That's one team that does have a big goal right ahead of them, right? So they could definitely make that happen here. One thing that we don't normally see when it comes to PUBG Mobile Esports is wild adaptations towards the end. If you want to see some teams at the bottom save face after all, they're going to have to extend this tournament all the way, all 6 matches. Do you think we're going to see one of these bottom teams possibly go out of their way to take out Fourth Thrives, Max?
Ooh, I mean, yeah, I think that especially Seven's already kind of talked about this. I think that teams might just try and get between the play zone and Fourth Thrives, because everyone, right, especially the viewers at home too, I'm sure, know where they drop on Erangel, as you said, right, 7 Western Bridge. I think that not only Aurora could try and be a little bit of an issue, right? You could see some other teams like maybe Pandan. They're just at the bottom. If they see Fourth Thrives, if they get a knock onto them, maybe they'll just full commit because they really don't have that much to lose.
Well, let's focus a little bit on Fourth Thrives in regards to what this team needs to do to actually become a champion and become a champion via Smash Roll. They need to tighten up that gameplay in regards to something that I didn't quite enjoy yesterday that they did in their first win, and that was just unnecessary fights that led to just them losing players. Saipa going on Furia, I'm talking about the second Erangel. It was just one of those unnecessary fights that they didn't need to take. I'm hoping that they went back, even with such a big lead, and realized in that situation, you know what, let's play our numbers, let's play our strength, let's stick together and focus and see how we can get a chicken dinner.
It's going to be nice to see how that's going to be working out for Four Thrives. But actually, I kind of want to ask you the question because I brought up the potential topic of Boom hot dropping again the sign of Aurora. If you're Aurora, I mean, of course, they said they want to try and commit to it, but I feel like giving it up or going for another recall tower that's not far from Yulin, but not the exact specific one, would be such a good strat just to avoid that whole interaction we saw yesterday.
For Aurora, that will definitely set the tone, right? If we do see them hot drop, in a way, it's kind of like, it's a gray area. It's them waving the flag, but also sending a signal that they're going to continue to be aggressive. They're not going to change their gameplay to anybody. We saw them do that at PMGC when it came down to drop locations in Miramar. It was a whole thing all over social media, and for them, I genuinely just don't see them giving up that drop.
Yeah,
the smart play would be to give it up, though.
Yeah, just like Whitebeard. No scars on their backs. They never ran away from a foe, and I feel like that is exactly what we're going to be seeing happening on that hot drop. Unless maybe they regroup all onto top, and then actually are ready to fight Boom, and then engage into Yulin afterwards. That could be an idea.
What if they maybe end up setting some kind of trap for other teams that are going to want to get top?
Or like
they're
around
expecting the same thing. Yep, they could be expecting the same thing. Use him as bait. You do get that recall in Rondo, and if it ends up going their way, guess what? 4 eliminations.
So I have an idea. You do a 2-on-1 split. You send players inside Yulin, you leave that off-angle play if you want over there, and you get another recall tower under protection if you want. And you kind of, even if you do lose that one solo player and Boom hot drops you, you can still salvage it.
Now, for all the viewers, the main reason why we're focusing so much on Aurora, we have seen them win before in Rondo, and they can do it in a big fashion. They are one of those teams that can send a statement, get 30 points, close that gap, and make sure they also put in the contention to just reach the threshold for the Smash Zone, because that's going to be a big play here, especially for Four Thrives.
That's what we need to see, a crazy 30-point game. That strategy has to come out. The aggression has to be there. Even if you're in a safe spot in the center, you're going to have to go out and hunt down those eliminations. One team in particular that you saw some signs of life from, right? And they've been a little bit quiet here is Team Flash, Max. How do you feel about them?
I was going to say I saw no signs of life, actually, from Team Flash. They did so good back in the survival stage, really massive step up from this team, and they just disappeared in the finals. I feel like we have seen a bit of a repeat, right, 7-4, the PMGC Grand Finals of last year, where they are able to qualify through, and then they're at the bottom of the rankings. I feel like they still need a bit more experience and a bit more exposure to the international stage of PUBG Mobile Esports to get those results, but yesterday, I couldn't even tell you what was going wrong because I just didn't see them in those late game scenarios very often.
They weren't really giving us anything to talk about. I mean, their best game was at 5th place, 5 eliminations. When we're talking about some of the other squads that were just outperforming, fragging out players as well. I went up and talked to Ayala from Furia, and I asked him, what did you do this morning differently? He's like, I don't know. I don't know what happened today. And I looked at him straight in the eyes and told him, please, do that again. Let's see if you can at least try to go for that 2nd place.
I feel like if he knew what he did, he would do it every day. Try and make it work out.
You can take a look here at some of the map top performers as well in Rondo there. 10 eliminations. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Sky is just a legend from Nepal. He's been doing so good. And yeah, currently looking at their position, 10th rank, but the one big outlier for them yesterday was that Rondo. 2nd place, right? Almost got ruined by catch of actually the side of Wolf that just came out of nowhere with a P90. But Hora, I feel like if we can see results outside of Rondo, top 5 would be in the cards. I would be very happy to see a top 5 finish coming out from Hora, but they're just too reliant on that Rondo that can go all great because they won that Yulin hot drop at the start, and then it can go terribly and you get a 0-pointer. So Hora is going to be good to see how they do on Rondo, but the other maps, they need to get some points on those rankings.
For Hora, you got to start thinking about that money, baby. How high can you climb up on that leaderboard? Because if they do end up finishing in 10th place, if I'm not mistaken, that is going to be 11,000. Now, if you get into a top 3 situation, That's gonna be $20,000. I don't know about you guys, but $20,000
That's good money.
a lot better.
That's good money. You got to be able to get as much cash as you can. This is opportunity here. I mean, we're not going to be able to see a global event for a good couple of months. So if you can put it all on the line, you have to. Now, we did see some map change rotate. You know what? Never mind. We are getting into match number 1. We are finally headed into Rondo. Teams need crazy eliminations in this game, Max. Let's see if they're going to get them.
They're going to send it. Are we going to have the double plane? Is the plane path going to be good for the likes of Neox Factory or Yulin? It is going to be good for Yulin and Neox Factory.
Wow.
The hot drop's going to happen, but Boom and Aurora, what's going to go down on Rondo?
For some of these squads, if you ever wanted to change it, if you had complaints about the plane path depending on where it was going, those are all out of the window. This could have been one of the best plane paths they got in.
This is literally the hot drop plane path that we just got on our screens. We'll see how things are going to be going down for these squads, but of course, everything is going to be intense from the very get-go of Day 2 of these PMGO Season 1 finals.
You couldn't design it any better. 4 Thrives fans, stand up, get ready to see if they can hang on. Indonesian fans here locally are looking for their squads to make a crazy comeback. But we're getting into the action here off the rip. Let's go ahead and throw it on over to our casters.
The drops are hot, and it's gonna get hotter. We are ready for Rondo, and Team Flash are getting stuck straight in. We are gonna go 1 for 1 right now on the trades, on the Nox with 7-2-1. They dropped out nice and early over towards that northwest side blank. We're not in board with Yulin and Neox Factory just yet. They're just about to touch ground though.
Absolutely, and Yulin looks absolutely stacked in terms of players, and we are getting our circle over towards here. It favors 4 Thrives, but can they stick around in this location long enough? Huzaifa headed over towards Neox. They're their backup drop, and to be honest with you, where the circle currently lies actually isn't terrible if they do need to fully re-res on that side of things, but teams are going to be hunting them down today. I talked to Noki beforehand. He said that this team lives and dies by that momentum. When they're going strong, when they're going hard, then they can keep going harder. But if they slow down early on today, it could be detrimental to their performance. Now the guys on the desk, they set it up very well, John. The top 5 essentially need a 30-point game. There's a lot of teams to take that here.
We'll see if anyone else can try and slip through the cracks as well. Oro were able to take down a player from 4 Thrives early in 7-2-1. Will lose most of their slate as well in the fight with Flash, who play on 3 Elan points now. BTR managed to rack up a point, or a knock certainly, to start things off. Gaming Stars will feel the brunt of the pressure coming through from Razor. A nice spray down to 2. BTR going to pick up the points.
Much needed points as well down at the bottom of the table. It's currently in 14th, just lapped TT Project. Furia finding Reefus. Horror continues to go crazy over towards GK Razy with a rundown. It's all popping off here at the 2026 PMGO.
They get a 3rd point to add to their tally. And they're going to roll on forwards now, moving towards that center of the circle. I saw 7-2-1 potentially get caught into a sticky spot over towards Hangshan, but it looks like that recall will be able to come through for 7-2-1. One of our teams really on last shot saloon right now. One of our top 5 contenders to potentially push all the way, so going down to 1 player this early, not great, but they have managed to get those recalls going on through now.
Aurora currently surrounded by Boom. Make the move in, top goes down, and Yumi will grab him. Straight 1v1-2, nice shots. Aura, no fear. Running up against the 2 players from 4 Thrives up top. 4 Thrives, remember, they need 10 points to get into the Smash zone. They cannot reach that target this game. They'll have to go again in the next. And Smash won't be in effect until match 3. For 4 Thrives, a Rondo is always a great place to get those initial 10 points.
Fortunately, they lost a player earlier on in this fight, remember, Blank. That had to get recalled out all the way over in, I think, pretty
Neox.
close to in Neox, right?
Yeah.
So now they're sort of playing as 2, although there is a 3rd player regrouping onto it, trying to move in on the north side. So potentially Ora could be under threat.
There's a very smart strategy, right? What you do is Huzaifa sits over towards Neox Factory, right? He loots up whilst waiting for the team to conclude their fight. Once he's looted, then he reses Falak, and they rotate him in. Because now they have another looted member in the engagement. IQ opens up towards Kamikaze, and that is 1 point closer, the 92-point threshold.
Looking to keep that pressure going on towards the outside. Ora Going fairly low as BTR gets stuck into another scrap on the south area. Looking to try and keep control of that one. Nice and early on the game. Cypher does get spotted and flushed away though. And that's going to potentially be that recall being necessary to bring him back into the fight.
Yep, then we rotate for Lakin afterwards, but losing a player there is rough, but another point out of the tally of IQ. Apparently just trying to find eliminations wherever they can. They didn't say they'd be changing their playstyle all that much today. Said they were just going to keep it exactly what they were doing yesterday. Just push and push and push. And to be honest with you, yesterday was fantastic. Yesterday was an insanely good day. So if they can even recreate that a tiny bit, they should be fine. Jabrenki goes down.
Uber doing pretty well to kick things off. There are decent points total. Furia not so lucky. Caught out in the open, down to one player now. Ulf, they had some real high points in yesterday's matches, Blank, but they didn't quite push all the way. They were in first place at one point, and they'd love to get back there, but the gap that sits between them and Four Thrives is just so monumental, as it is for every single other team. Igor, over by Test Track, unlikely to be able to get the recall there with Four Thrives having 2 players on spot.
There's another.
Just added a 3rd point. Blank, 7 more points now needed.
Slowly gaining their way up there. Alaku moves out. BTR, Razy actually able to hold on, and very, very swiftly too. Will start to go down on the upstairs, and Alaku should be picked up here. BTR have a little bit of a last-ditch approach to that one on 7-2, as the rest of the team did move their way in. Octa will run down Sleepy. Aura, it's not a bad start to their game, 4 eliminations, but now we'll need to get a move on, get some more players back up again. BTR trying to confirm over towards a strong position in the center. Four Thrives will need to regroup eventually. Currently playing 2-2 over towards Neox Factory and then further down towards that southwest edge.
Rolling in Yulin right now. We saw Sky be so dominant in these early game engagements yesterday. It was really quite terrifying. Couldn't quite move through the rest of the day with such fearsome bite behind his bark. Now they're looking to keep the pressure up with 4 eliminations. You're right. I mean, it's not a terrible start. We'll see if they can keep this one moving, though. It was Furia who really gathered momentum into the later part of the game. And now they're back up as 4. They're playing on the northeast side, and actually, they're playing in between the Four Thrives 2-2 split right now, potentially looking to put pressure on the Neox Factory flank.
Grenade sent over the top by Scarface. Bashes the vehicle out of the way and actually gives him an open target over towards Doc. And this is a difficult position to be going down now for Aurora, because you're already centered up. The odds that you getting yourself another res beacon, quite limited. They're going to have to send out far, but that does mean they're giving up a central position on this one. Ulf quite happy with the way this game's going so far. 4 eliminations, nice central position. It seems that all players have some decent loot on board too.
Goal sending a little bit further out, so he will go for that recall now on the other side of S2G. Four Thrives, they found another out in the open, and that's against Furia. They're going to be wary of this enemy, though. They know that they can't give too much ground here, and they're playing as a duo. Another flush would be huge, though, for them. It would just, again, bring them closer to that mark. They'll add it to the tally, and on they go. They're going to have to move south with a circle shift Blank.
I think there's a very stark difference from yesterday to today already in terms of where these players are going. Beforehand, it was very unlikely to see teams sending center so quickly. There was a lot of edge play, which allowed Four Thrives to dominate towards the center of the map. This time, not the case. No fear, can't quite find the shots over towards the boys over on Boom, and Yummy having a good time of it the first match.
Tasty with the corner play there. Focus also getting knocked in the meantime for Goat. Remember, such a powerhouse player to lose that at this point, not ideal. As we hop over to a very central position here. Ulf looking to take control of the west side of this compound with BTR sitting opposite them. BTR are playing as 3. Ulf do, I believe, have all 4 of their players alive. So it could potentially be difficult if BTR wants to try and push through, but I don't imagine that they do. Not all the way, at least.
Unfortunately, EMP zone over towards the northeast side, going to make rotating in a little bit more difficult for Furia. Might just have to wait this one out as they come in towards the southwest. You've got Ulf here playing in a decent position. Sadly for them, they don't have a huge amount of capability to get eliminations around this area because they're playing towards a small dip right now. It's fairly sloped around that area. And honestly, if Ulf want to make the big run, right, if they want to go the distance, they need those eliminations. They might have to wait them out a little bit here. 4 Thrives now on their way in, but they're a little bit later than the rest of the teams. Again, a lot of squads tend to slow things down coming in on the second day when you are in contention for that match point, right?
Especially after having already got 4 eliminations. They are now 6 points away from breaking into that smash point area, which is so important. Rack that up, looking to get towards the top 5 and getting 2 more eliminations. Very possible for them. They just try and play this one much slower or get the elims as they come, because that's what Yummy's doing. For Boom, they have been pretty brutal on the bottom side, and that is Aura completely out. Eliminated there, 10th place locked in for them.
A very different start to their day than yesterday. Aura was dominating, looked like a demon within the lobby. Irina moves up, 20k does go down, but not before. They do find a knock over towards Flash in the first place. Bose will finish off the player up front in 20k. For the Flash, it was a little bit of an awkward regroup here for them, but they managed to get themselves all over. There was a couple of players over towards that northwest side, but they are now in position. We have quite a bit of water down towards that south side. Mormon's going to get the recall, but this is far out the zone, dude. This is a long journey in.
8 eliminations, by the way, Blank, leading the lobby by a margin of 3 at least. And a hard south shift. Ooh, that water gap is nasty. That rotates around this area. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I don't think a lot of teams are going to be happy with this. And a lot of area on that southwest side is completely unoccupied.
Well, it's hard, right? Because now you're forced in a situation where you sort of have to rotate over towards the southeast. If you want to make it round, you could make a late decision now to try and take the bridges on the west side, but if you are the likes of Ulf, if you are like the BTR, it is difficult to make that rotation. 4 Thrives might have just found an opening here. There is a small gap in the circle down towards the southwest. This is where I feel like 4 Thrives do their best work, where they could just make the send, but they're being a little bit cautious about this.
The reason I think they're being cautious is because they're only in 1 vehicle right now. All 4 of them were in the same vehicle, moving down on the eastern side. Grab another vehicle, try and split your bet, right? Hedge it a little bit, go in separately. I think that's what they've managed to find now, though. And they imagine that they're going to be trying to send in a little bit faster at this point.
Making the cross, making the rotate in. 4 Thrives going to keep an eye on them just because they are such an important team to take a look at. 7-2-1, we'll see if they take shots over towards 4 Thrives, but it seems they're just letting them pass calmly. Nades coming down from Boom. Boom's in an extremely good spot. S2G rotated towards that south side and have now found themselves in a fight with Boom, one of the most contested areas on the map.
And I don't think that they can push up the hill now, Blank. With TT Project pushing in the west, Aurora and 4 Thrives potentially crashing into this. It is such a difficult set of ridges to try and summit. Everybody's going to take shots at you as you try and go up, and Boom can just let you throw yourself across those rocks.
A good spot to play. I mean, down here on this side of the map is all right. Kind of isolate those angles because on the other side, the bank is kind of sloping upwards. What that does is give you a little bit of isolation. You're going to need some cover off the back of this, though. Vehicles are going to have to go down. You might need some emergency cover flares. But for teams over towards your western side, not terrible. GameStar is finding Pandem right now, and Pandem just having a bad time of it. Yesterday, they were able to get themselves a 2nd place. But it really should have been a chicken dinner there versus 4 Thrives, but so slow to strike in those final moments.
1 player on the inside now, and 2 players to try and mash up. He's doing a lot of work, though. A GOAT team. Again, knocked for 6 by the team at the bottom of the table. Dubrin does so much now, but his focus, no, not find it either. Dubrin, was that a 1v4 against GOAT?
I mean, Jabrenki is a good player. He gets it done well. Getting the 1v4 is kind of crazy before he goes down. We'll dig the graves alongside with them. Furia now making their approach. 4 Thrives. They've got a split here. This is a nasty cross angle. Furia need to assault one of these positions and fast, but they don't know if it's 2 teams or just for 1. And Furia will lose 1. Obviously for 4 Thrives, this is a massive deal because this is the chasing team.
But the two players have been knocked over on fourth rise. IQ and Hazaifa have both been knocked here, Blank. With 6 elims, though, they are so close to that boundary. And T24 puts another on the tally.
3 away.
Fury of Fall. That's their 2 closest competitors now out of this game.
3 away. Falak needs to move over to the 2 players underneath. Boom is sending across with Yummy though. Just looking for a little scout here. There's 3 eliminations, 3 flushes. But Boom doesn't want to assault. BTR though continue their stretch on the northeast side as the arena moves up. One goes down, the second is good too.
Axel with a chance, does manage to tag the arena on the back line, get the flush in as well. BTR up to 7, steps forwards with the shotgun, but the shots from up the top window there, just too powerful, and BTR are overwhelmed. In the meantime, teams have been trying to pick up their feet because the circle brings us back towards that water.
Very unlikely it's going to end on the northern side right now. If teams want to play a survival play, they can head over towards the bank over on the northern side of Boom, potentially be a really rough circle, a lot of unplayable. Right now, Aurora holding a very good compound down towards the southwest side, but the question is how long it's going to be a play for. 7-2-1 next up to the play. Fourth Rise can profit off this one as well. IQ sends some shots in. Malik, though, opens up through the smoke. Great shot. Alaku out. 8 eliminations now for Fourth Rise. Getting closer and closer to top 8. Can they get 92 this match?
This is looking gnarly, Blank. They might be able to throw that door open with such a small point difference as well. They just need to survive into the placements. That is such a huge focus that they can draw on now to just get themselves over that line. Get up into 6th place. Very, very possible in a circle like this with so many teams that still need to push their way in.
Boom is so unwilling to push this as well, just because they're fending off S2G at the same time. So Fourth Rise very much safe by the fact that S2G is looming off in the distance here, and Boom is desperate to hold on to this compound that sits atop the hill. Very, very interesting turn of events. 7-2-1 now making a quick run across, but there's a restabilization coming from Fourth Rise. Not sure they were ready to shoot in that moment. Masku gets up to a hard bit of cover.
Safe for the time being. You've still got the rest of the arena to come in from that eastern side though, and 7-2-1 may feel it. Gaming Stars as well from the south. Fourth Rise can chill out a little bit. The north side seemingly not willing to make a move just yet. Gaming Stars could push 7-2-1, and it's an unfavorable fight with Fourth Rise that may just push them all the way over that boundary. IQ, he spots the arena moving off in the distance.
This is so funny to me that you're having this situation that anytime a team tries to aggress on Fourth Rise, suddenly that team is getting third party or they're being held out. So Fourth Rise is essentially guarded by 4 separate teams at the moment. No one can make their way over to them.
They have such a stronghold here. IQ picks up. Was that a knock? Was that a flush? I think it was just a knock so far, but they would love to find more. Another team goes down and 1 step closer to the placement points. 7-2-1 have Malik down out in the open. I think that was the knock that IQ was able to find for Fourth Rise. The circle gives them the loop as well, and it's going to push it right over towards the Pakistani team. They are having the time of their lives right now.
This is 100% match point. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind at this point with Falak and the rest of Fourth Rise just in this gorgeous position, protected by so many squads on the outside. And this is when you have to change up the game. You have to hunt down these teams, and they're just making it so hard for themselves to even gain more points on the day. Because now you open up a Fourth Rise win at any point.
I'm looking up the question of the north side here, Blank. What are Team Flash and Ulf going to do? They could potentially try and ruin Fourth Rise here out on that eastern side. I think for Ulf, it's probably more likely. Team Flash maybe a little bit more of an outside chance, but there's another knock going over and through. That means another team is out, and we are into placements now. They have guaranteed at least 1 more. 2 more teams need to go down for them to jump up to 2 placements, or a single elimination is what they're looking for.
Just 1 point required now for Fourth Rise. A very, very simple game for them. They have information, general localization over towards GameStar as well. The Fourth Rise, this could not have gone better for them on this game. And again, they're just a team that's willing to make these pushes.
finding a spot over towards Team Flash, who have sent 2 of their players across the water on the swim. Got their trunks on. Ulf trying to move in behind them now, though, and it may just be too difficult. There is still a little sliver of that northern side in play, which does make their life a little bit easier.
Getting a knock over towards Boot was nice, though. That's going to open things up because now they only have 2 guns to face here. Fourth Rise might look over towards Ulf. It's an important team to take shots over towards. Solus is popped out the back of the vehicle, but they get underneath the bank.
They've got it. Blank. They've got it. They've got that extra elim now, and Fourth Rise are into the match point with the placement that they'll earn off this game guaranteed. It's very likely that one of those teams on the north goes down soon as well, with Team Flash on the ropes. Top C goes down. We're on 7 teams now remaining, and they are starting to burn through these players.
Just no one's looking at this squad. I mean, it's the important squad to look at. And there feels like there's just been absolutely no attention paid to this team. It's mind-boggling because it's the squad that needs to go out in this first match on Rondell the earliest. It's unfortunate, it really is. Ulf still doing well though, as best as they can. Boom up to 8 points on this. They passed that 9th point barrier. Octa finding a shot over towards Falak though.
It's super resable. They're just so safe on this eastern side. I think you're right, teams haven't pushed into them. I think their position, though, in this match, with these circle shifts specifically, has been pretty unassailable, right? With solid holds, it's been very, very difficult. The only team that might have been able to do it was Furia earlier on.
Or 7-2-1. I think most of the time when it's come down to it, it's just been other teams third-partying the squad, going for 4 thrives, and realistically, they set themselves up well, where they have to play on this bank edge, right? Where they have the entirety of this circle over towards the eastern side. They know it's clear, so there's going to be no team shooting them from the back. So we do have to give them credit for that. They place themselves in a position where it's other teams that are going to get assaulted and not them. They're at the back of the queue when it comes to those engagements. Now the real test, Fourth Rise versus Ulf, because with that hard shift over towards the northwest side, that look now seems to be dwindling away from the Pakistani team, but they've already found match point. So their job's technically already done here.
How much further can they go, though? Because even if you do get past match point, remember, you do have to then subsequently get a chicken dinner to get that smash victory, right? And that isn't as simple as just doing it. You have to take those spots, you have to take those knocks, take those fights. So points still very much could come into play here for Fourth Rise. They would love to put more distance between them and Fury. As it sits, they're at least 42 points ahead. So they're making the push. Tasty. A big push, not coming through from Fourth Rise though. It's coming through from Gaming Stars. The Turkish team now look at a slam straight on into the position. But Fourth Rise have managed to heal it up. IQ goes for 1. IQ looks for more, but has to fade back away. The rest of his team now to pick up the mantle, and they are mincing through Gaming Stars. They put themselves in. The red highlight on the kill feed comes through.
This is just so good from Fourth Rise. An unbelievable performance from them from yesterday coming into today.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Nasir Buddha kidhare, Nasir Buddha. Permanent. Hey. अस्सलाम वालेकुम नो भाई कैसे हो? उफ अस्सलाम वालेकुम कुत्ते। No buy discount. Disconnected. नो भाई आवाज आ रहा है भाई। अस्सलाम वालेकुम भाई। आवाज नहीं आ रहा है नु भाई।
Hi, I've been waiting for you.
I'm an honest man.
head toward this point. Watch out! I got supplies.
Number 3, I have mission, please.
شكرا بارك الله فيك.
Bro, give me some. I have mission, bro. Give me the loot, bro. You know I have mission. That's why I playing. It's my first time. Thank you.
مو مشكلة.
Come. Where to go now?
أوقف لا تتحرك.
Search for vehicles. I got supplies.
أنا كلش آسف.
Watch out! يا ولد ارجع! I got supplies. I got supplies. I got supplies. I got supplies. I got supplies.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम भाई। अस्सलाम वालेकुम, आवाज़ नहीं आ रहा है भाई। नो भाई, आवाज़ नहीं आ रहा है भाई। नो भाई, एक काम करते हो, मिशन करते हैं। 1 सेकेंड रहो। भाई आपका आवाज़ का मसला है कि क्या है नो भाई? आवाज नहीं आ रहा है भाई। इमोट वगैरह तो करो कि आवाज आ रहा है भाई। डांस वाला इमोट करो कोई, अगर आवाज आ रहा है। लाना तो बंद करो। Keep waiting.
start the match.
स्टार्ट तो कर रहा हूँ भाई, इनका गान में कुछ फंसा हुआ है। ये मसला क्या है भाई, ये इनका मैं कसम खुदा की दीवा ने मुझे पॉपुलैरिटी दे जाए क्यों? कैंसिल ना करवाओ नुबा, स्टार्ट नहीं हो रहा है, आप ऊपर से कैंसिल करवाते हो। तेरे पिछवाड़े में मैं तो गद्दे वाला डंडा डालो कुतिया, 1 सेकंड बाद ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन, आपके पिछवाड़े में मैं नासिर वाला डंडा डालो कुत्ते। अस्सलाम वालेकुम अदीबा, हम अब मिशन करवाते हैं भाई, सब अचीवमेंट करवा देते हैं, और क्या ख्याल है?
हेलो वालेकुम अस्सलाम। हाँ करवाओ करवाओ, क्यों नहीं।
वेरी गुड।
पॉपुलैरिटी देखिए।
थैंक यू पॉपुलैरिटी के लिए, थैंक यू, शुक्रिया।
वेलकम वेलकम।
आजकल तो आप क्रिएट ओपनिंग कर रही है, नूब जैसे, नूब के साथ एक आंटी मिली हुई है, वो आंटी यूसी डालता है
10 यूसी में,
हाँ।
पठान 10 यूसी में
वेरी गुड,
पॉपुलैरिटी निकली थी।
मजा आता है ये 10 यूसी में, मुझे कल मटेरियल मिला 10 यूसी में, वैसे मुझे वेरी गुड।
हाँ ये प्राइस पात नहीं लिया तुमने पठान, कैसा है ये, लेना चाहिए कि नहीं?
अच्छा है, उसमें 2-3 मैथिक मिलते हैं, मुझे तो ट्राई करने भेजा। मैं आजकल बेकारी बनाऊं, कभी एक को बोलता हूँ कभी दूसरे को, क्योंकि हालात थोड़े से टाइट हुए।
ये क्या पठान नहीं आया?
मैं तो आया हूँ, नूब का क्या हुआ, वो तो अभी आया था, शो हो गया, आ गया है।
आ गया।
मुझे लीडर करो भाई, मुझे फॉलो करो। पहले हॉस्पिटल जाते हैं, हॉस्पिटल ओके, उसके बाद
ओके
वैल्यू ऑफ आइस चलते, लैंड वेस ऑफ द लैंड यस्निया में।
Let's go.
ठीक है,
गाड़ी देखते सब जगह जाएंगे हम, ये पूरा करते हैं।
ओके क्या होगा उससे?
वो अचीवमेंट पूरा होंगे और सब कुछ मिलेगा। वैसे भी मैंने अभी वो किया मेट्रो वाले, क्योंकि मोबाइल में तो मेट्रो वाला ओपन होता है, शो होता है। ये अभी कौन आया जो इसने रिक्वेस्ट किया है, ये कौन है? घंटे से मैं बैठा था, कोई नहीं आ रहा था। लुक कुछ का तो कुछ हो रहा है।
इसमें रिकॉल मिलेगा?
नहीं
सर मैं तो रैंगल खेलना।
रिकॉल को गोली मारो।
ये मेरा बंदा नहीं आगे जा रहा। मुझे लगता है मुझे रीस्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा पठान। 1 मिनट।
ये YouTube लाइव कौन है? अकबर। और किधर है नु भाई?
Let's go.
माड़ा उससे बातें भी करेंगे। एक चीज ऊपर होते है छतों पे।
I need a weapon.
मैं आ गई और छा गई।
आज आ जाओ।
पठान जिसको भी मैं कंप्यूटर के स्पेक्स बताऊं ना इसके, हर कोई अब तक यही कहता है कि बहुत अच्छा कंप्यूटर है, बहुत अच्छा कंप्यूटर है।
मैं तो लाजिम बात है। इससे बात करो, आओ इधर। भाई ये तो चला गया। इसने तो कुछ नहीं छोड़ा कुत्ते ने। बात किया और कुछ नहीं छोड़ा कुत्ते ने। गाड़ी नहीं मिला?
नहीं अभी तक नहीं मिला, तो लूट कर रही हूँ अभी।
Marked a location.
चलो चलें।
Marked a location. I need a muzzle.
भाई हमने उधर जाना है। गाड़ी टैंक देखो, ये गाड़ी आओ।
Watch out.
ये तो 2 बंदों वाला है।
स्कोप चाहिए कोई?
हाँ 4x चाहिए, क्यों नहीं? आ जाओ गाड़ी में बैठो। ये रियल बंदे हैं। आओ हमें बिठाओ, हमें बिठाओ। ये आगे बंदे उसने ओ लेकर आए थे। मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ कि यस
मैं इसके पीछे ही चलूं?
यस नहीं तरफ जाओ, यस नहीं।
हाँ यस नया मार्क करो पठान, किधर है यस नया?
सीधा जाओ, यस नहीं आपको नहीं मालूम? ओ
मार्क करो यस नया।
सीधा इधर जाओ रोड से।
Marked a location.
अंदर चली गई है वो।
इधर से
हमने बंदे नहीं मारने, हमने मिशन करना है।
यस नहीं, ये देख रहे हो मेरा मार्क? देखो मेरा मार्क,
ये मारो
राइट पे छोड़ो बंदे को, मेरा मार्क पे जाओ।
ओके
इनको ट्राई करेंगे हम मारने के लिए। नो बात जाओ, क्यों गेम खराब कर रहे हो भाई? अगर अब ये रैंक होता मेरे पिछवाड़े में घुस जाते। अभी जब मिशन का टाइम होता है आप लोगों का, भाई ड्रामे खत्म नहीं तो इधर आप कुत्ते।
ओहो दरख्त।
The valley of the, वो देख रहे हो? किधर जा रही हो?
पठान गाड़ी ढूंढो, पेट्रोल नहीं है।
Watch out.
इधर गाड़ी होता है सामने घर में।
There's an ambush. Play it safe.
ये सामने घर नहीं।
नहीं है।
ये क्या है?
Watch out.
ओहो अच्छा, मुझे लगा इधर खड़ी होती है कहीं।
ये वाला। वन सेकंड, इसको इस चीज से मारना है। वेट ना।
ओके ओके
भाई कुत्ते ने मार दिया।
ओल पठान ये 1v3 कर लेगा हम पे पठान।
वेट मैं वो कर रहा हूँ आग। वेट मैं इस पे और करूंगा, वेट करो। मारना नहीं इनको। सब इस पे एक बोट मारो। ये मिशन है।
ये क्या है? क्या
मारूंगा? आओ
ये है क्या पठान?
ये उधर मिशन होते हैं।
किससे मारा है?
ये इस कार्ड से मारा है। अब ये कार्ड
नहीं किस मारना?
इससे ये मैंने जो निकाला ये
नहीं, ये मेरे पास नहीं है।
अभी तो आया। अभी नेक्स्ट इससे मारो।
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
नो भाई क्या है? व्हाट शॉट भाई क्या है?
Watch out!
बंदा है, बोट है।
ये है बंदा।
मारो। फिर नूब कुत्ते को दे दो।
Marked a location. Watch out!
अभी ठहर जाओ।
मारो तो सही मारा सीधा नजदीक जाओ आपको नहीं आग लगती
पठान ठहर जाओ ना मैं हील कर रही हूँ टाइमर आया हुआ है
वेट ये मैंने मारना है ये वाला 1 सेकंड
ये देखो क्या कर रहा है यार ये क्या किया इसने टाइमर फिर लगा दिया नूब ने
इनके साथ रहो
माशाल्लाह पठान तुम ही मार गए हो
मैं तो इधर वाला मारा दूसरा इनके साथ रहो और आग छोड़ो उनको पुश करके तीर छोड़ना होता है माड़ा यस्न्य वाला मिशन करते आओ यस्न्य जाओ जल्दी
लिविक में भी हो जाएगा
ये सब जो भी मैं पावर देता हूँ सब यूज करो लोग आप कुत्ते यूज करो और आदिवा को भी दे दिया करो इधर एक साथ पीरो टच करेंगे हाँ Really after the end, huh? किधर से होते हैं? इधर पूरे पिक्चर निकालेंगे एक साथ वेट करो
Marked a location.
आओ आओ नूब क्लिक करो नूब ये कैसे होता है माड़ा आओ पीरो
क्लिक कर ली है मैंने क्लिक कर ली है पोस्ट भी कर देती हूँ
वो एक साथ क्लिक करो नूब
वो आ ही नहीं रहा
ये टेक पिक्चर निकला टेक पिक्चर क्लिक करो
चलो कर लिए
अभी पोस्ट करो
कर दी है
इधर और होते है वो एनिमेशन आता है वो ट्राई करो किधर है उधर तो नहीं है
Watch out! Enemies ahead!
मैं उधर देखता हूँ उधर ऊपर मिशन 2 है सामान चेक करो इधर इधर से पावर उठाओ
Watch out! Watch out!
अभी ये वर्ड शॉट का हमें समझ में नहीं आता आप लोगों को
Form up on me.
नूब आपके साथ कुछ है
Watch out!
कसम खुदा की मैं इससे बड़ा तंग हो गया वो शॉट जो बोलते करते
Let's go.
उधर आओ वो नूब की जगह उधर वो मिशन है भाई ये तो मार दिया उसको कुत्ते को। नो बाप कैसे गए हो इधर ऊपर आओ।
Marked a location. Marked a location.
आ जाओ पठान। पठान 1 मिनट ठहर जाओ। मेरा नहीं मिशन करना।
मारो।
Form up on me.
वेट नो भाई आता हूँ इधर चल तो दो। वेट फॉर टीममेट। हाँ आओ क्लिक करो नुबा। स्टार्ट अप। ये वाला मैं दिखा रहा था। इसका वीडियो बना सकते हो।
मुझे तो हुआ ही नहीं। मेरा तो हुआ ही नहीं।
वेट का क्या मतलब होता है? आप नूब साइड पे हो जाओ। 1 सेकंड साइड पे हो जाओ नूबा। क्लिक करो आप। क्लिक करो।
वेट फॉर टीममेट लिखा है।
क्लिक तो करो।
हाँ कर दिया। स्टार्ट करो।
俺にとってお前は最も親しい友になる。
बड़ा मजे का वीडियो आता है। हाँ? आपको आवाज आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है?
आ रहा है वीडियो नहीं हुआ वो हुआ है। पोस्ट कर दिया है।
वीडियो करो। ये कैसे पोस्ट होता है?
पठान वीडियो कैसे बनानी है?
रिकॉर्डिंग ओपन करके
पिक्चर से।
मेरे लिए छोड़ो 1 सेकंड।
हेलो रिकॉर्डिंग कहाँ से ओपन करूँ?
1 सेकंड हो तो आप छोड़ो।
हाँ
मैं रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट करता हूँ 1 सेकंड। अगर मेरा हो गया माइक आवाज भी है। आओ आओ स्टार्ट करो। स्टार्ट और रेडी करो। अभी देखिए बस आ जाओ चले।
हो गया।
ये मैं कल आया था ये नहीं मिल रहा था ये
चलो जोन में।
गाड़ी किधर है?
जो ऐसे ही मर मुर जाना है पठान हमने।
गाड़ी इधर है।
पास कुछ भी नहीं है।
बेटा तो सही। नूब किधर गया? आप लोगों के साथ लोगों मिशन करते हैं। आप नासिर के साथ आप लोगों के पास ये बड़ा मुश्किल होता है। लोगों का कसम खुदा की सबको समझ में आता है। मेरे साथ ऐसे कुत्ते टीममेट है कि उनको कुछ समझ में नहीं आता कि हम क्या बोले उनको। इनको बोलो कि ऐसा करो। कसम खुदा की नहीं करेंगे। वीडियो बोलो कि वीडियो बनाएंगे वो भी नहीं। आप उनको लिए नहीं छोड़ेंगे। आपको उनके लिए वीडियो के लिए
पठान मुझे चॉकलेट खा लेने दो। मैं मर जाऊंगी नहीं तो। वो बोट आ रहा है।
बोट को छोड़ो बस।
सबर करो चॉकलेट एक खा लूं मैं मर जाऊंगी। चलो
Marked a location.
लगती लानत अब के मुंह पे ये मार्क की लोकेशन। भाई हमारा कोई गान भी मारे ना करो। गोली मारो भाई। ये लोकेशन से तो हम बड़े तंग है अल्लाह की कसम से।
Marked a location.
तेरे मुंह पे लानत। ये देखो।
Watch out. Marked a location.
गाड़ी तो चलाओ, मेरा तो नहीं चलता, ये देखो। हाँ भाई जोन में जाओ।
गाड़ी फंस गई।
भाग क्या हो?
अभी मैं हटाऊंगी गाड़ी, पठान इसको देखना। ओह
और शिट, इससे भी बोट मारना था।
मर जाना है पठान, सब नहीं बचना।
कोई नहीं, आप लोगों को मैं समझा कि कसम खुदा कि मेरा सर फट रहा है।
गाड़ी दूर दूर तक नहीं है।
हम पहुंच सकते से आराम से। भागने वाला भी खत्म हो रहा है। ऐसा माशाल्लाह लानत टीममेट है मेरे। मेरा जब अच्छा खासा व्यूज आते हैं फिर बोलते कि गेम में आओ, मैं जब वो बर्बादी कर देता हूँ फिर ये गायब हो जाते, फिर बोलो कि किधर हो नहीं होते।
मर जाओ पठान, मर जाओ।
बस अभी मर जाएंगे, टेंशन ना लो रास्ते में।
Help! कौन सा अब अचीवमेंट हुआ है मेरा? ठहरो चेक करती हूँ।
ये उधर काउंट होता है, ये हर चीज अपने वो करना होता है। ये होनर में जब अब जाओ, ये 1v1 पूरा हो गया, 0 यूज रिटर्न जस्ट वन टाइम, ये बाकी रह गया।
ओनर में जाके पठान किधर से होना है?
हॉस्पिटल वाला भी हो गया।
9 टेल्स
एक और करते और मैं बताऊंगा।
5 हुए मेरे ये वाले।
हाँ ये हो जाएगा 1 सेकंड।
और निंजा वर्ल्ड ट्रैवलर 4 हुए। सीजन कब आना है सीजन?
ये फिर किसने अनलॉक
क्या हुआ है?
मैंने स्टार्ट किया था फिर किसने ये नुक कुत्ते का तो कुछ नहीं चल रहा है भाई नोबा क्या है नोबा ऑफलाइन हो गया इसमें इतना टाइम लेता है
निंजा वर्ल्ड ट्रैवलर कौन सा है? पठान मिशन 4 दफा हो गया है।
किधर है
ये तीसरे नंबर पे देखो।
किस चीज में आप देख रही हो?
हॉनर में अचीवमेंट्स हैं जहाँ पे।
ये क्या वन सेकंड स्टार्ट नहीं होता है क्या है क्या लाना है ठीक है लानत आप स्टार्ट करो
ऑटो मैचिंग ऑफ करके लगाते हैं रुको
ऑफ किया है ऑटो मैचिंग
रैंक में लगा लो क्या नहीं
This is in the bus.
फिफ्टी 52 तक करते हैं ना वेट
नहीं वेट करो फुल स्टार्ट हो जाएगा
और बंदे कम हो रहे हैं अब लग गया पठान ये काउंटर फिनिश कैसे मिलेगा मुझे M4 का दूसरी गन भी है मेरे पास लेकिन वो किल मैसेज तक है काउंटर फिनिश ये M416 का
ये 7-8 गन आपके साथ होना चाहिए और उसमें अपग्रेड होना चाहिए और पॉइंट से पॉइंट पे देते हैं
M4 की है ना 7-8 गन्नों की स्किन
हर गन की स्किन नहीं अपग्रेड होना चाहिए ज्यादा पॉइंट से पॉइंट उसको पूरा करना होता है हमने उधर जाना है हिडन लीफ सेंटर तो किधर से गाड़ी उठाए
ये नीचे देखो इधर खड़ी नहीं आएगी गाड़ी
पहले मेरे लोकेशन पे जाओ ये प्रिजन पे मेरे लोकेशन पे उधर वो सीक्रेट एरिया में जाते हैं
हाँ यहाँ पे भी जाना है मेरा भी मिशन है
इधर ऊपर होता है हाँ नीचे नहीं होता ठीक है
ओके
इधर ये येलो वाला लकीर ऊपर जा रही है इधर होता है ये पानी नजर ये देख
मार्क द लोकेशन
नीचे करो फुल सेकंड अभी आपको उधर इसका दूसरा एरिया देखो 1 सेकंड मैं बताऊंगा ये वाला नहीं, वेट
ओपन
दूसरा वाला चेक करो इधर।
दोनों का हो जाएगा मिशन पठान।
मैं आपको और चीजें देता हूँ, वो यूज करो। ये चीज आपने यूज किया है कभी? देखो सेकंड में बताऊंगा मेरा बंदा कितना हुआ।
ये मेरे पास 3-4 हो गए हैं, तो कहाँ से यूज करूं?
मैं वही से बता रहा हूँ आपको। ओके आप ये ले लो,
मुझे भी दो ये चीज।
ये ले लो, अभी यूज करो। स्क्रीन पे आया होगा माड़ा। वो एक्स, अल्लाह अकबर, इतना जल्दी कौन करता है जो आपने किया? ये 3 बंदे। अभी दूसरे क्लिक करो, ये भागने वाले से नीचे दूसरा ऑप्शन होता है। हाँ इस पे आओ, हाँ दूसरे वाले पे आओ ऐसा। ये कभी यूज किया है ये वाला? ये खंदक। ये मारो ऊपर तो आओ। मरा किया ना मुझे वो
ये भी हो गया, मुझे श्योर है हो गया।
Watch out!
अभी दूसरे में अभी एक मर्तबा चेंज हो जाओ।
ऐसे हो गई। इससे पठान क्या होगा?
ये आपने किया है कभी? सेकंड ये वाला। हाँ?
नहीं, ये भी नहीं किया।
ये उठा लो। ये वाला किया है 1 सेकंड। अच्छा हो तो किया। अगर बोट है मारना नहीं है, मैंने उनको टच करके मारना है। फिर आप करो।
तीन हो गए हैं पठान इसमें। एक रह गया, स्टील द 9 टेल्स चक्रा।
ये किधर शो होते हैं जो आप कर रहे बता रही हो?
ये कैसे करना है?
किधर से
चक्रा
आप देख रही हो?
चक्रा।
किधर से आप देख रही हो?
ये इधर जाओ ना, जहाँ होते हैं।
आपका आवाज कट रहा है, क्या है?
ये आपी के मिशन नहीं करते। एमएस आई हो गई है।
आपका एमएस खाइए, मेरा तो नहीं है।
हेलो हेलो, पठान बोट आया इधर आओ। पठान की मैप खोलो ना, ये जहाँ मैप कह रही हूँ, ये जहाँ से आरपी के मिशन होते हैं। ये बोट आया, इसको मार लो। टच करके कैसे मारना है? वो मुझे खा जाएगा। मैं छुप गई हूँ।
नीचे के ऊपर है।
नीचे नीचे मेरी साइड आ गया अंदर अल्लाह
बड़ा बाहर ये बाहर आओ बाहर आओ
आएगा आएगा बाहर आएगा स्टील द नाइन टेल्स चक्रा ये क्या है
हाँ ये ले लो ये वाला अभी आपको ये स्क्रीन पे आएगा इससे तीर और ले लो ओके एक और भी बाकी है ये जो बड़ी कुत्ती है जब कुत्ता है इनको वो करना है जगाना होता है
पठान ये कौन सा मिशन है फाइंड द ग्रेट नरेटो ब्रिज हिडन ऑन द मैप
हाँ आ जाओ आ जाओ आ जाओ आ जाओ
Marked a location.
तुम्हें नहीं शो हो रहे ये मिशंस
अपनी याद करवाया
चलो
ये जो ब्रिज है आम ब्रिज वो वाले ये देखो बोल रहे कि क्यों डर के जब भाग रहे हो ऐसा कुत्ता है आपको नहीं मालूम ये ब्रिज चेंज हो गए हैं
अच्छा मुझे नहीं पता मैंने खेला ही नहीं एक दो खेले थे कल वो भी बस पुश पुश ही खेले थे लेकिन ऐसे नहीं पता ये नहीं पता था अचीवमेंट्स भी हैं इसके
ये सामने ब्रिज देख रही हो
हाँ ओ नाइस अच्छा वाओ ये तो आप कैंपर तो नहीं होंगे ना कि करते हैं कैंप अभी भी
ग्रेट मेट्रो ब्रिज चेक करो मिशन पूरा हुआ
हाँ हो गया
ये किधर मालूम होता है आपको
हो गया पठान हो गया हो गया ये आरपी वाले मिशन नहीं जा सकते
स्टील द नीन
हाँ ये मुझे भी नहीं पता एक और है पठान फाइंड काकाशी एंड इंटरेक्ट विद हिम ये क्या है
वो तो मैंने जो उधर किया
काकाशी
ये 1 सेकंड
मेरा नहीं हुआ वा
आगे वाला चीज मिलते हैं वो अभी तक आपको नहीं मिला
नहीं क्या चीज
ओ एक जगह से बनस हो जाते हैं
नहीं वो नहीं है
वंस अगेन मेल्टा में है वो चीज जो इंटरेक्ट वाला
मेल्टा चलो मेल्टा पठान एक ये भी है यूज द फ्लाइंग रेजिंग रेस इंजन कॉम्बो स्किल
वो इसके साथ मिलता है
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा
ये इनके छत पे होंगे हाँ वो चीज़ है वही से कंप्यूटर जैसे बैठते ऐसा ऐसा ऊपर चढ़ो मैं चढ़ रहा हूँ इनके छत पे होते हैं
पठान एक मिनट
ये कैसे
ओ उसको मारना नहीं मैंने टच करके मारना था
मारोगे ये अभी बहुत टाइम इधर होता है इसमें होता है मेरे ख्याल
Watch
में
out!
ऊपर चेक करो इस पे चढ़ो जैसे दियो चढ़ो
बोट आया मेरा मैं ठहरो
इधर है मेरे पास बोट
Watch out!
उसे टच करो स्पीड वाले से फिर मारो टच किया कि नहीं ऊपर निशान आया मैप
किया था
मैप के साथ नजदीक नीचे
मैप ओए पठान गाड़ी आई इनको मारेंगे पठान ये एक चीज मिली है
कौन सा
डब्बे से ये आफ्टर थ्रोइंग द टेलीपोर्ट वाली है ये
हाँ ये यूज करो उधर पिंक उधर
Watch out!
ऐसी जगह फिर वो निशान आते हैं स्क्रीन पे वो टच किया करो
एक मिनट ठहर जाओ ना तुम करके दिखाओ ये लो इधर आओ ये लो तुम करो पहले नाइस
बंदा ये बोटी
अब दो मुझे नीचे आओ मुझे दो अब मैं करती हूँ
ये क्या है
पठान ये 3 दफा यूज करनी है ये वाली स्किल एक मिनट ठहरो ना मारो ये फ्लाइंग वाली किल जो है ना 3 दफा यूज करनी है
मुझे भी दे दो मैंने भी दो मुझे। यूज किया कि नहीं किया अभी तक?
ये लो करो। मेरे ख्याल से मेरा एक ही दफा हुआ है अभी, या दूसरा शो नहीं हो रहा। ये पठान मुझे नहीं करना आ रहा, ये कैसे कर रहे हो तुम?
जिधर से आप
फेंको।
एक्टिव करते हो, जिधर से आप एक्टिव करते हो उधर से ही होता है।
फेंको।
फिर क्या करना है? किया तो आपने, दूसरा चीज में भूल गया। आओ माड़ा, गाड़ी किधर है? जल्दी आओ जल्दी।
Marked a location.
जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी।
काकाशी की इंटरेक्ट करना है हमने अब।
ये कौन सा वाला 3 टाइम है? अब चलाओ गाड़ी।
हाँ वही मैं कह रही हूँ।
और रुक जाओ, और रुक, मेरा नहीं चलता इससे।
रोजो की जा रही हूँ।
पहाड़ों से पहुंच जाते हैं, सीधा रास्ता है आप लोगों का। नासिर आपका लोग जितने भी आते हो कसम खुदा की सब।
ओहो पठान सही जा रही हूँ, क्या हो गया? रोड से गई तो पड़ जाएंगे बंदे हमें। ये देखो कंफ्यूज कर दिया तुमने मुझे भी।
उधर जाना है, वो देख रहे हो जो पहाड़ नजर आ रहा है।
Watch out!
बंदे 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 बंदे।
जाओ सीधा जाओ, आपको क्या तकलीफ है? अब तो जाओ, इस पे जाओ, इधर राइट पे, राइट।
पठान तुमने मेरी ड्राइव ही नहीं देखी है। तुम्हें बंदों से बचा के लाई हूँ।
जाओ जाओ ऊपर जाओ, ऊपर जाना है। हम मिशन के लिए है, आप लोगों के ड्रामे खत्म नहीं हो रहे हैं। आगे जाओ, इधर आओ, सुरंग में।
Watch out!
पठान के इंटरेक्ट कहाँ से होना है? फाइंड काकाशी एंड इंटरेक्ट विद हिम।
उधर नहीं मिला, वो हॉस्पिटल जाना पड़ेगा। आ जाओ। आ जाओ।
आ गई आ गई।
ये ऊपर आगे वाला
Watch out!
गन से मार दो। क्या नाम है? या आग से, आग से, आग।
ये क्या है?
ये आग से बंद ओपन करो।
Watch
आग
out.
से आग जिसे बोट मारे थे।
एक मिनट ठहर जाओ फिर।
गाड़ी की खड़ी है। चलाओ।
अब कहाँ जाना है?
जोन जाना है और किधर जाना है?
पेट्रोल ना भरा ले।
छलांग लगाओ फिर मैं अपने आप को अपडेट करूंगा बस। हाँ, और तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते। छलांग लगाओ।
क्यों?
लगा तो लो।
क्या होगा उससे?
मर जाओगी। गेम रिव्यू हो जाएगा।
Help!
छलांग लगाओ गाड़ी से। गेम खत्म करना है, दूसरा लगाना है। मिशन करने या हमने टाइम से
अच्छा ये कहो ना, तो ये कहो ना तुम।
तो मैंने किया 1 घंटा पहले।
तुम मुझे लगा पता नहीं कि वैसे ही कह रहे हो।
ये भी मिला। ओके फिर स्टार्ट करो। हॉस्पिटल जाओ फिर।
ये रहता है निंजा वर्ल्ड ट्रेवलर। गो टू द ट्यूनिंग एग्जाम फाइनल्स अरीना 1 टाइम। ये कहाँ पे है?
देखिए मैप में चेक करो। जिसका नाम ये हो उधर जाना है। ये किधर? आप कौन से मिशन की बात कर रहे हैं? ये किधर है ये चीजें?
पठान इधर हॉनर में जाओ ना। हॉनर में जाके सबसे नीचे वाला जो है।
निंजा वर्ल्ड ट्रेवलर का बता रही हो? वो तो मेरा हो गया।
हाँ ये मेरा एक रहता है। 7 है ना करने, 6 दफा कर लिए। एक रहता है ये गो टू द ट्यूनिंग एग्जाम्स फाइनल अरीना 1 टाइम।
पहले तो इंटरेक्टिव बता रहा था राइट।
पहला वाला डॉट। हाँ और एक 9 टेल्स वाला रहता है।
Action just on time. ये क्या है user? ओके सपनों देखा बता रहे बंदा। हाँ अच्छा रिकॉल हमने खरीदना है, पैसा जमा करके रिकॉल खरीदना है।
वो वाला तो मेरा लिविक में हो गया ऑन है पठान।
और दूसरा रिकॉल है 80 पैसे का है। अभी हमने सीधा हॉस्पिटल जाना है, उसके ऊपर लैंड करके वो करना है।
ये फ्लाइंग वाला कौन सा है पठान?
जो अभी फ्लाई किया आपने। यार 3 मैचों में करना पड़ेगा मेरे को। यूज द फ्लाइंग रेंजन। जो ओके वो दूसरा है। मैंने एक मरतबा किया था। ओके अभी समझ में आया। दो किस्म के कार्ड मिलते हैं। अब हॉस्पिटल जाओ।
तुमने कहा हॉस्पिटल जाना?
हॉस्पिटल में जूस्ट के साथ मुलाकात करो।
हॉस्पिटल है किधर?
लास्ट में।
हेलो अंत हबीबी 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 हबीबी। पठान हॉस्पिटल पे मार्क करो जरा।
माड़ा ये है मार्क। ये क्या है? हॉस्पिटल कैसे? आपने रेंगल नहीं खेला है कभी जिंदगी में?
नहीं पठान मैं नहीं खेला रेंगल, लिविक में ही होती हूँ मैं।
मेरे मार्क पे जाओ। जो बड़ा इसमें बिल्डिंग है वो इंटरेक्टिव वाला उधर आता है। इसके छत पे आता है। हाँ
Watch out.
ओके
इस जगह में आता है। पहले लूट करो इधर आता है।
Watch out.
पैसे जमा करो पहले।
आ गया।
ये मारो इसे लूट लेते हैं अच्छा खासा।
कब आएगा वो इंटरैक्ट वाला?
पहले लूट ये मिलते सही अभी। ऊपर छत पे जाओ, अभी आया होगा।
नहीं आया, नहीं आया।
फुल छत पे जाओ।
फुल छत पे हूँ।
ये इधर से उठाओ।
युल्लू का पट्टा आ ही नहीं रहा।
इधर से पावर उठाओ।
Watch out!
ये क्या नमूने हो आप लोग, सीधा नहीं आ सकती सीढ़ी से। इधर से आओ, इधर मुझे फॉलो करो, इधर आओ। इधर से पावर उठाओ।
Watch out!
अंदर है ये।
Watch out!
पठान वो निंजा सूट आया ही नहीं है। किसी और बिल्डिंग में तो नहीं आना था। हैं पठान?
और मैं देखो छत पे। आपको कौन सा पावर मिला जो मैंने आपको बोला कि उठा लो?
काकाशी की ढूंढो अब।
होता है आकाशी की, बस मालूम नहीं आप लोगों का क्या चल रहा है, क्या लाना चल रहा है, मुझे समझ नहीं आता। नहीं ये आकाशी की का क्या है इंटरेक्टिव?
नहीं है, नहीं मिला। ये फ्लाइंग वाला कहाँ से करूँ? फ्लाइंग, आओ फ्लाइंग वाला करें।
आपके साथ है?
नहीं, वो फ्लाइंग वाला कैसे होगा? एक दीवार है, एक बिजली है।
दीवार वाला क्या है? गाड़ी उठाओ इधर से।
Watch out!
हाँ।
ये बड़े कुत्ते पे चलते हैं 1 सेकंड आओ। ये सामने गट का पे जाओ। इधर भी आप मारक लगा क्या है? गट का सामने।
पठान मैं नहीं खेलती ना रैंगल, रैंगल खेलती नहीं हूँ मैं। पूरा सीजन नहीं मैं खेलती।
बंदे उनको मार रहे हैं।
वो आ रहा है।
からわしに近づいてくるとは何の用でここへ来た。
जाओ जाओ आगे तो
Watch
जाओ।
out!
आगे जाना है।
नहीं इसलिए नहीं खेलता।
पठान उतर के भी हम जा सकते हैं आगे।
बंदे को छोड़ो, बंदे उनको मारने दे। हाँ ना प्रे छोड़ो अपना लोकेशन।
हाँ पठान देखने तो दो है क्या ये।
ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह मोहम्मद रसूलुल्लाह। भैया मैं इतना तंग हूँ आप लोगों से। मैं वही से दिमाग खराब कर रहे हैं। बोल रहा हूँ कि वेट करो।
बंदे आए।
हम बोल रहे हैं कि वेट करो, बंदे को उनको मारने दो कि इनका हेल्थ कम हो जाए, हम मारेंगे। ये क्या नमूने हो सब।
और चला गया।
छोड़ो ये खुद मारेंगे। आराम से बैठो, छोड़ो बैठो, आराम से बैठो। अनरैंक के किल का क्या फायदा है? छोड़ो बैठो, हमने मिशन करना है।
नीचे से आएगा बंदा। चले इस पे कुत्ते पे।
1 सेकंड में आपको फिनिश करेगा। कितने में? 1 सेकंड में। ये इतना सख्त है।
ना मूवमेंट दो।
小僧、もっと近くへ来い。
और फिर आ गया वो कुत्ता आ गया।
गोली मारो उनको।
मुझे चाबी मिली है पठान। पठान इधर आओ अंदर
छोड़ो इनको को मारते आओ वेट ये कुत्ता आ रहा है मारा क्यों ये क्या नमूने हुआ
और पठान मार रहे हैं वो आ गए हैं
इनको
ओ पठान नई शक्ल दिखाई वो बोट को मार रहा है कुत्ता मेरी तरफ ही आई जा रहा है पठान पठान की कौन मार रहा है कोई मार भी रहा है हमें
मुझे तो नहीं मार सकता बंदा नजदीक के
कहाँ जाना है मर जाओ जल्दी पठान फ्लाइंग वाला कहाँ से करें
Watch out!
गाड़ी आई पूरी 4 बंदे
आप खेलो, मैं थोड़ी देर बाद आऊंगा नमाज पढ़ के।
ओके ओके।
Coming into today, Noki said, we're not going to change anything. We're just going to keep going. We don't want to stagnate. We want to stay on fire on these matches, and they certainly have here. There is a bonfire lit beneath the feet of the Pakistani squad. So cool to see here from 4Thrives. And no one else even takes a look in. Technically, their rotation in is not that terrible.
And if you're Boom, I don't think you really need to be stepping out here. They are just holding down their compound. They've profited so much off this. 10 eliminations.
The thing is here, with the speed at which they're differentiating themselves from every single squad in the lobby, I think at this point in time, the only way another team wins this by the end of match 6, if we get there, is by Smash.
They're going to have such a lead. A knock comes through. Octa finally chiming in. A second will be found. More knocks raining down the hill. Balak and T24 could potentially be going down here, but the rest is going to come through as fast as they can pick them back up. Ulf have not been able to move all the way forwards. IQ will keep it together a little bit. There's that first nest, and a huge nade from up on high. Boom! Blast away the tournament leaders. Ulf are there to pick up the scraps. And a huge nade comes in. What on earth was that? What on earth from IQ? He's able to blast them back. He says, no, you're not stepping to us today.
IQ taking the nade genius test. And he comes out on top with a double there on side. Fantastic work from him playing as a backstop. 16 points. Like I said, the only way 4Thrives lose this tournament is to a Smash.
And every other team that was chasing did do super well here. Ulf was the closest team. They've just got taken down. They are not going to be anywhere near them at the end of this match. You're absolutely right. The question is,
double their points. Exactly. Exactly double the second place team's points.
How solid is that 92 boundary?
The real question, I mean, again, this is the thing though, Rondo was that map to get the 30 points. It's not as available on other maps. You have to try so much harder, put in so much extra work because the res beacons aren't there. And with 4Thrives being so far ahead, it's the mental game now. These guys, they are having a leisurely day out here at PMGO. There's no pressure whatsoever. They know that even if they just get to match 6 and perform kind of well, they still win.
Boom take a knock from S2G. Blank, I think this is probably the most dominant points gap we've seen since 2019 in Malaysia with BTR, who I think like 100 points. Obviously the point scoring system was different back then, but it's the most crazily dominant points gap we've seen since 2019. And I would say it may be even crazier than that.
Big 4Thrives
be able to do it here.
Got something to prove. Boom though, similarly, trying to go for the same thing. The team yesterday, they didn't do horribly. And I don't think they performed up to expectation. Now looking to push themselves further up those tables. Through Rondo, Solke goes down, and honestly, this sort of was the winning position from the start of the match. Boom took it in both their hands and have not let go since.
Trying to keep it together though with their 3 players now remaining. Another nade over the top, Solke is low, and that's going to finish him off. Another point added to Boom's tally. Blank with a chicken dinner here, they would jump up in towards second place and be the closest competitor towards that Smash boundary. So for Boom, there's a lot on the line here. S2G and TT Project sit in their way. But this is also a big game for TT Project, remember, because they're trying to jump up and get in towards that 11th place.
Did Boom raid the armory? How are they coming into these final fights with 12 nades total? Good damage, good shots coming through from Neo. Sanju finally goes down and his reign of terror is over, but the nades keep pouring through. The airburst not quite finding the damage, but they've still got more to send, but Boom is down on their knees.
Getting the res now, they need to pick themselves back up. S2G still trying to put nades uphill, but it's not going to work. TT Project with 16 nades, but not quite in range of either team just yet, as Boom look to flex out. Get a little bit more of a foothold on the low ground as they rotate onto the north side, but TT Project have read this. They're going to drop through as well, and S2G seem to be eating the brunt of this rotational pressure.
TT Project, the Vicious's lives lie in their hands, and right now they're looking to put them down. Good shots over towards Octa, trying to create a forward position for the rest of the squad. El Beryl, as well as Sanju, though. Two players you cannot scoff at here. Sanju consistently having good nades, and there's another.
Looking for more as well. Boom, if they get into second place here, Blank, they will be able to jump up into second place, but Lost is still in the fight. And it's all down to the one player for Boom, and he's taken a lot of damage. There's more nades still coming. This first nade needs to be big, and he's just about survived it. One more nade and one more smoke, maybe all it takes, but Boom have run the cupboard dry. No more nades in pocket. TT Project is starting to go low as well, though.
El Beryl, it's a 1v3. Not to mention the two players behind move slightly forward, but into the purview of the nades. An unfortunate step up coming through from Boom, but they end their game on 14 eliminations into third place. It's not terrible. S2G, it might be a little late to be stepping up now, guys.
A TT Project, this is their game to push up into 11th place with another nade over the top on towards Lost. It's just Hamzy now remaining, and he is
Now with that chicken dinner there from TT Project, that could have just sealed their trip to the Esports World Cup, Max.
Oh yeah, PMGC in the cards, taking it away from the side of Vicious. What a great chicken dinner, entering from the western side, gatekeeping all of those teams on the bridge. Congratulations to them on that one. But, boys,
yeah,
we need to talk about the Pakistani squad. 4 Thrive 7, securing themselves a spot in the Smash Zone in Game 1 of Rondo.
Any chance that anybody thought that the pressure was going to be too much for them, that they weren't going to be able to handle it? I personally didn't have them hitting that smash roll in the first game. Boy, did they blew that out of the water. The thing is that the way that they were able to actually play that was so well. The 2-2 splits that we saw out of this squad and the way that they were able to defend against other squads, what was so impressive to me, holding their composure and making sure they fixed up mistakes that we saw yesterday as well.
Oh, exactly. Like yesterday, we saw sometimes some 2-1-1 splits or some even 3-1 splits that were just not working out. The 2-2 splits onto the eastern edge you just brought up here, 7, were just the reason why they were able to survive for so damn long. Because one play goes down, you have a teammate ready to back you up, and like IQ apparently doesn't need a team because one nade onto Ulf, the entire squad goes down.
And even earlier on, they were surrounded by Aura players, by S2G, so they were expected to be hunted down.
Yes.
I can't wait to see. I know we're currently looking at the highlights for Rondo, but I can't wait to see what the next game is going to be like and how they're going to be able to react to more pressure.
S2G masih circle. Ya, bodoh. Kita bisa nempel sini ya. Sabar lagi bawa ada yang dekat nih. Ya. Sabar, gua naikin gentengnya, gua naikin. Ini bantu bom satu nih. Sabar, gua ada batu. Bom. Nice. Sige, balik. Balik ka na. Tulog, iba yung mobil ko dito. Bisa ka. Bisa ka. Bukas pa dito, biar stay doon. Biar kita dito. Satu lagi, station. Apat.
Great stuff there from TNT Project. Put up some good numbers on the board. And I love the fact that we can hear the crowd roaring through their mics. That is how pumped up this arena is, Max. And especially, right, for the hometown squad of Boom. Man, you said they were going to do some hunting today, and they definitely did.
Oh, they definitely did. By the way, just at the end of that game, how the hell did they have that many grenades? I think Blank said they readied the artillery. I think even an artillery doesn't have that many grenades. Realistically, they were just making it rain down on the competition. But no, going back to your point, they did in fact chase down top of Aurora.
Immediately.
And it was not just a small chase. I think they went like 1,000 meters in his direction just to get rid of top. And you can see after that, they even lost, I believe it was Reefus. So it was down to Doc and also the side of Zol to get the full recall and Aurora back into the game.
And I'm sad, boys. I'm sad to see not only that, I'm actually not sad to see that Octa got that MVP with those 6 elements because they were just so aggressive, but I am sad to see that Aurora just couldn't readjust, man. It came down to them hopefully having to readjust with what they saw yesterday. And throughout the match, even though they didn't really end up losing a player because they did have the recall option, that was just, it didn't look like Aurora. It was so passive. They were waiting for the right time for a team that has a lot to catch up if they want to go into the championship. It almost felt, Max, to me like they were just waving a white flag.
Yeah, they're having a bit of a bad time. Yep. But it really strikes me that Aurora is a squad that if they cannot play their own game plan that they've set up at the very inception of the tournament, they're going to start to crumble piece by piece. Yep. And in this case, they were just, sure, they made it to the late game, but they feel like they weren't even there.
You and I were talking about something yesterday. When was the last time we saw an IGL win an MVP and it came down to Doc, I believe, PMGC, right? Yes. One man, that's the IGL. IQ, 7 eliminations that last game. And I mean, TT Project, 20 points. That looks good, dude.
That is enough. That should be putting them in a good position to get to the Esports World Cup, Max. They are trying to get top 11, correct?
Exactly. Top 11 right now. I mean, with a 20-pointer, it was so close at the bottom of the ranking. So I think this game actually will be their straight-up ticket to Paris for the PMWC at EWC. The second page, Furia, not taken down by anyone, taken down by 4 Thrives themselves. And they had initially a decent entry point. I thought it was going to work out because they had some significant angles on the positions of 4 Thrives. And just again to highlight what Blank was saying, it feels like they have a Guardian Angel where you crash that team and there's another team that decides to get involved.
Man,
and that gives just a little bit more space and time for 4 Thrives to reset and then take the fight the direction of 4 Thrives.
102 points, folks. They only needed 10. They doubled it with every single team spending all of last night studying them and only them.
They have double the points of second place. They have double the points of Ulf in second. I'm generally, I don't know if you guys agree, but I have never seen a point gap this significant in a global finals ever.
I've definitely seen one. We'll talk about that in a bit because John actually brought it up. It was PMCO history lesson real quick. PMCO 2019 False Play Global Finals. Bigatron was in first place with 303 points. In second place was 197 points. The difference, 106 points at the end. If, for some reason, 4 Thrives ends up making this a 6-day match, a 6-match day, they might break that record too.
How many day finals was it?
I believe it was 3.
So actually, in terms of a 2-day format for finals, it's still a record technically.
Honestly, that would be the craziest thing ever, considering the fact that if they win one more match here, this tournament's over. So they'd have to get a ton of eliminations and nothing but second places to actually break that record.
The thing now for this squad is, as you were saying earlier, Max, they really don't have to worry about the eliminations. The eliminations were coming to them. They just have to worry about their rotations, and the rotations was out perfectly. One thing that we actually noticed quite well in that last round from this squad is they could have just gone and split squads. They could have fully sended, but no, they were passive. They waited for the right time. They made sure they took their time, scout, see what Aurora was going to end up doing, because Aurora actually ended up doing that crazy splitting between those and then just go into the circle. I love what I'm seeing out of 4 Thrives here. The composure, the patience, and making sure they have everything, a perfect image of the map mad before they actually make their next move.
As we take a quick overview of the carnival area here in Jakarta, Indonesia, looking back at 4Thrives, I'm actually really happy they did not qualify right away through their group. I feel like the survival stage saved them, gave them so much more experience and also exposure to this lobby. Now, all the fixes that we talked about, those 2-2 splits are beautiful, the rotations are on point, and if you guys were looking at the North American scene last year, we had a smash from Wolves, low eliminations. That's all you need. You don't even have to get a single elimination. All you need is that chicken dinner hot chicks to be crowned the PMGO Season 1 Grand Champions.
You can take a look at that trophy right there, folks. And as soon as you said that, that trophy shook a little bit right there, because I think 4Thrives, it is calling their name. It is... I don't even know who's going to stop these guys at this point. I got to be realistic, folks. That is so many points they are ahead. And we saw in that last game, right, a team perfectly third-party the squad that was crashing on them. Even fate seems to be going in the favor of 4Thrives at this point.
We'll have to see a lot more aggression from some of their squads. You got to give props to like Bigatron, to Boom as well. This is the aggression that we kind of expected to see out of this squad, and I don't expect them to slow down, especially with how crazy the crowd got here. You can feel it vibrate. I know these players can't hear them, but you can feel the vibrations whenever they would get an elimination, whenever they would even start engaging, the crowd would just go absolutely nuts. I'm gonna be looking to Boom and Bigatron to get even more elimination points.
Well, let's see who's gonna get them as we go into Arid Gale. If 4Thrives win this game, this tournament is over and they will be crowned your PMGO Season 1 champions.
This plane might have to stretch it, or actually you're going to have to stretch a decent amount to make it to that Western Bridge. Are we going to see some teams try and catch them off guard as they try and make that pivot? That is going to be a bit of a question mark into this game. Otherwise, I feel like, Seven, we've seen worse plane paths in PMGO Season 1. But the western side, next to Pachinki and Western Bridge, that's where really things are going to get dicey.
Or do they maybe want to just go for a second drop? They maybe want to end up going somewhere else because of just how, honestly, their drop location is so exposed. It's one of the most exposed drops that I think I've ever seen. And they've been landing. They're landing right now. Oh, I think they're just going to be going for it. One team that you do have to watch out, though, for is Furia. We've seen Furia take teams out near farm.
Got to be careful. They don't have to fight over vehicles. Hopefully they can get another vehicle without having to fight. But there's a lot of teams around them, Hot Troops. It might get spicy in the phase 1.
Yeah, it's going to get spicy indeed as we take it on over to our casters. Boys, is this it? Is this the last game?
Well, if you remember yesterday, remember when 4Thrives got their first chicken dinner, Blank? I think it was, what was it? Game 2? Yeah, well, we're into Game 2 of today. Let's see if they can go for the repeat. Looks like they might have some competition on spot, though.
Thing is, right now, is it's not that big of a deal for anyone in that top side of the lobby to go for a hot drop over towards 4Thrives, because at worst, you lose the hot drop. At best, you take 1 or 2 players down, and you get another game on it. The circle is treacherous. Down towards the southwest side of the map here, towards Primor's Quarry. And with the plane path being so far over towards the northeast, goodness me, it is a hard rotating for a lot of these teams. Funnily enough, though, 4Thrives might just be at the start of the queue, right?
They have.
They're all the way down towards yellow.